everyone, and welcome back to Zoo Crafting! I am Zookeeper Seri, and we are here outside of the Tate and Tackle shop, and it is looking amazing! It is so stunning what a proper sign and a good path will do to an entire area. And this is a little embarrassing, but we're actually having the episode slightly out of order today. You see, earlier today, I was recording over here and having a grand old time talking about how we have updated the server! Thanks to Ben's hard work, we have managed to get the server updated with a few of our key mods looking new and fresh and using more updated versions, such as Pavo, our very own Pavo, the same Pavo who made this fancy pants sign behind me. Pavo's exotic bird mod and his swan boat mod have both been added into our world. The exotic bird mod was already here, but we have updated it, which means we're going to have a lot of fun new features, and we're using the latest version, so when he adds in new birds, it should be easier for us to be able to put them into our world, even though we've hardly explored the birds he has. Just think about it, you guys. That means we can start putting the swans over here. I am super duper excited about that. We're gonna have swans and ducks, maybe some geese and cranes one day, all sorts of amazing birds hanging out on our beautiful Swan Lake. It's gonna be awesome. I don't think it looks as good as Pavo's Swan Lake, but I think there's something to be said for like the little bowl of greenery it seems to have found itself in. But yes, so what happened was I was talking all about that and having a grand old time, and then I was running over here and I gathered up some beautiful avocados, and I was talking to you guys about the updated Pam's Harvest Craft mod, which we will actually be discussing in depth in the other half of the episode. And I was running around having a grand old time. I gathered up those avocados. There's also cherries and a chestnut growing on there. I gathered up a whole bunch of plants. Let's see if I can find them. Ta-da! A whole bunch of plants, and look at this. So Pam has updated her textures for a few things. You guys might recognize, or actually I should say, you guys might notice some new textures for some of her crops. Like, what are these over here? They're the beans. The beans now look different than they did before. They don't look like red versions of the coffee beans. They have little eyes on them, and they just look so cute. But the beans look different now. The sweet potato looks different now. I thought I had like a pile of zombie flesh because the flesh actually looks kind of like this. Oh gosh, it's just a day of silliness. I am sorry about that. Okay, we're back on track now. So let's see if I can find the flesh. Yeah, see, I thought I had a whole bunch of these like cooked flesh, and I was like, where did I get all of this cooked flesh? Why is it in my pockets? But no, it is just the sweet potato. It has a new texture. So we have the newest version of Pam's awesome Harvest Craft mod. I'm super happy. I'm actually one of her patrons, and I just love her work because cooking and doing those kinds of things in our world. Look at that mango, new texture on the mango, looking good. Baked sweet potato looks new. Oh, and there's just so many foods, but we'll talk about that. I love her work. I love cooking. We're going to do so much more cooking in the side quests, the cooking side quests in the future. But I was over here and we were looking down and I was like, holy moly, the water gardens have grown, and they have. We had so many water gardens over here. I actually harvested up a whole bunch. We'll go ahead and harvest this one up too. Yay! Seaweed, raw, let's see, raw scallop, and I think I saw something else. Was it a garnet? What? I could have sworn, oh, there it is, a water chestnut. So now we have some new crops that we can add into Pam's Harvest Craft as well, or add as like awesome crops to put along the riverbanks. I know I definitely want to have some cranberries growing here. We've also got the water chestnut now. And then we also found inside of one of those water crops a really cool new fishy. We found these adorable green heartfish, an ocelot's favorite treat. I'm not really sure what they do. I'm wondering if they like tame an ocelot, or they're just adorable like tiny itty bitty fish that we can work on collecting as special collector's items. It's nice to have those sort of limited, hard to find things in our world because it's really fun to collect them and show them off to our friends as a way of being like, look what I found. But when I tried to see what the uses are for that fish by using too many items, it crashed everything. And I hadn't realized it, but it corrupted my video, which is why our video today is going to be a little bit weird, because this half is me explaining that, and then the other half in just a minute here is the awesome work we did down there in the Tate and Tackle. Huzzah! And we had a great talk about river ecology and forest fires, and when I had to like dilute fish poop so I could water flowers with it, which was really amazing. So we're going to talk about those things in just a minute, but I wanted to catch you guys up on what's going on. That we have some new mod updates that we're still working on, adding in new creatures that now we can add in the swans. We had to wait until we updated the exotic birds mod before I would be able to add in the swans over here, because all of our birds disappeared with the update. And don't worry, we're restoring them. So don't worry, Crackerjack and everybody else will be right back where you expect to see them. If I miss any birds, you just let me know and I'll fix them. So there's that. And let's see, here's Lily, Pine, and Tate. And then this too. So we have a new beautiful statue right here. This is Tate's fishing pier and his new statue. And it is actually the exact same design that the awesome Alex made for us for Lily's statue. So if we come over here, we can come on down and you can see Lily's statue over there with the pink collar. And so if you come over here, we actually just made it so there is a statue with the blue collar for Tate. So every single one of the different doggy areas that we are going to put throughout our entire zoo. And there's going to be many of them. Some of you guys have suggested building like Pine's playpen, which I thought sounded really cute, like a little like a playground for kids. I thought that sounded really fun because Pine is very caring and loving and nurturing, so I think building a little playground for him would be really nice. Maybe even the playground over here. I was thinking of turning this into like a raccoon or fox exhibit area, but it might be fun to have like a little playground because we'll have our squirrel over here. So what if we have our squirrel here and like a playground over here with maybe a big nest that you can play in, or maybe big acorns you can play on top of, make it kind of like temperate forest themed. I think that could be really cool. We really could do a lot with that. But I love it. I love having a statue over here. We're going to have to let Alex know once again. We should take him a little thank you present just as a reminder for how awesome his statues are. Speaking of which, we do have some of them inside of our backpack that we need to like decorate throughout our zoo. So that's really fun too. Wonderful statues. But yeah, so we talked about that. We had some fun. We went and we harvested up the water gardens and then everything crashed. So I'm going to turn things back over to my past self. That's kind of a surreal feeling. I'll admit that. And let you guys finish watching what we did in the Tate and Tackle. But I do have one question for you guys. So I want to start showing off the fan art, kind of like we do in Wolf Quest. But I love the intro videos that we do on our zoo crafting. So what should we do, you guys? Should we start putting the fan art at the beginning of the zoo crafting videos? Because I would love to see more fan art that you guys create of our amazing world. We have so many characters in so many places, and I really want to show off your amazing work. So should we put it at the beginning? Should we put both of the little snippet like preview video and the fan art at the beginning? Or should we go ahead and just save the fan art and do special fan art episodes, and also use the bibliocrafting mod so we can actually add in the digital fan art that gets sent to us as actual art in a museum here in our world? I'm wondering if we should just do some special, you know what? We should call them the art gallery episodes. So there's our choices. Put fan art at the beginning, or should we have special art gallery episodes where we show off the art and we put it up on the walls? So, there's some good choices. Maybe do both. Let me know what you guys think, and those are just my final thoughts, and I'm going to turn it over to my past self now. So I hope you guys enjoy and have fun. Bye, but sort of not bye, guys. See you in just a second. Okay, lesson learned. Do not attempt to ask the green heartfish what it does with any eye, because it didn't like it. Apparently, the green heartfish can't be cooked. It's just adorable, and I love it, and it's precious, and it now drops from water gardens. And our water gardens, look at them go. Oh my goodness, they're just spreading all over the place. I am so excited about this because the water gardens are really fun to work with. So I'm going to go ahead, gonna get this one, and we got the water chestnut. No way. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Okay, let's get this one. Oh, we have a turtle now. We have a turtle. Oh goodness gracious, what even are we collecting? We have another raw snail, raw scallop, some rice, and some seaweed. Oh, that is so fun. All of those things from our water garden. Okay, I'm gonna get this one too. Now we have crab and raw shrimp as well. Wow, our water gardens are really propagating. Look at how many there are over here. There were not this many. I think these ones, okay, these ones are not water gardens. These ones are. And we left a whole bunch of them in the hopes that they would start spreading around, but I didn't quite expect them to be so successful because they've never really spread for me before. But maybe I just didn't have them in the right places. All right, there's a lot of them, so I'm gonna be bold and just like take out several and just leave them to propagate some more. So we've got rice and water chestnuts now, clams, frogs. Oh, we have 3 green heartfish. Maybe we should make those green heartfish do something really special with the trade. What do you guys think? Oh gosh. But all right, so enough dilly-dallying and having a great time, just sort of poking around at various trades and the new stuff. I'm so excited about the new stuff. I'll go ahead and put these all in here for now. Little green heartfish, you can go in there too. Good, it didn't crash me that time. That made me a little nervous when it crashed. I was like, oh no. Let's see. And I think we're going to go ahead and I'm going to come over to our snapping turtle and we can actually trade this seaweed to the snapping turtle in exchange for some white turtle heads, some wetlands flowers that I'm going to decorate with. We can get an empty shell and feed the snail to the turtle if we wanted to, but I'm okay with that. And we can also get a spawn turtle. So I think I'm going to save the turtles. And I've been thinking it would be really fun to gather up some spawn turtle eggs and to name the turtles after the Mutant Ninja Turtles. I know what happens if you do that. And leave them over at Ben's place. What do you guys think? I think that would be a pretty fun little pseudo prank to play. All right, let's put that one there. And then maybe this one there. There we go. Now we've got some wetlands plants down. Wonderful. All right, so now you guys know about the new updates. I am super excited to potentially be cooking up a lot of delicious things because I think that's going to be really fun. I'm going to put this little sculpture down. This is one of our little glow-in-the-dark mushroom sculptures. Can I put it on there? Oh, it did it! It did it! It went down on the wood. Sweet. And then I've spent enough time chit-chatting and dilly-dallying, so it's time to get to work actually building some things. So let's get going. Let's see. Here's the huge cobblestone. Probably gonna need this for more cobblestone. Let's grab out the wood. Gonna need some of these for the carpenter's blocks. Let's see. Oak wood planks. There we go. Okay. Because adventuring and doing all of the things we do in Minecraft and visiting with our friends, what'd you guys think about getting a chance? Oh, more pretty shells to visit with our friends and leave some presents with them. Because that's really, to me, like a huge chunk of what ZooCrafting is all about, is being able to share the adventures with our friends and also share a lot of really awesome knowledge with you guys about the natural world. Thank you guys so much for chiming in with some of your favorite fish, by the way. I feel like I've always done fish a little bit of an injustice because I know that they're supposed to be super important, but I've always felt they're kind of boring. And I never feel like any creature is boring. I think dung beetles are some of the most fascinating, complex little things on the planet. So I always have felt really, really bad when I'm like, oh, fish. Because, you know, fish are really interesting. They really do have their own special fishiness to them. And basically, anytime I hit something where I think like, oh, this isn't very interesting, I always try to make myself learn a little bit more about it. And I almost without fail will find out that, hey, actually it is really interesting. All right, let's put this here. And I hope to do that with fish. That's kind of what I'm trying to say. And actually, I have found out some pretty interesting things so far. Like, I used to think that only salmon were the fish that would go and migrate up rivers, because that's what you always hear about, you know, is that salmon migrate thousands of miles, and, you know, that's why salmon are so cool. They go away to the ocean, and they come back to spawn, and they will swim up. Let's grab some of these. Need to use these, and they'll swim up streams and they'll find their spawn points wherever they were hatched when they were a tiny little salmon egg and they grew into a big salmon. They will go back and they will find those places, and that's where they will go ahead and lay their eggs, and that's pretty cool. All right, let's gather up these. But I thought salmon were some of the only migratory fish, and oh, was I ever wrong. There's many, many, many different migratory fish, and often the fish will migrate with the season or the food availability, so it's not even having to be like these gigantic, huge, endless sort of, all right, let's put this chisel away, like these gigantic adventures. Sometimes the fish just sort of move up and downstream, and that's all they really have to do to be able to spread nutrients and go find new sources of food and basically be pretty cool fish. All right, there's so much sand falling. So much sand. But yeah, that's another thing I learned, is that that's why fish are so important when they're migrating, because they move nutrients around by pooping. Which is so elegant, isn't it? But it's the truth. That's how they spread a lot of nutrients up and down rivers, is that they take their poop with them. And as they travel, let's see, let's put this over here. And as they travel, they remove nutrients from one area wherever they ate the food, and they put the nutrients in the form of their poop into another spot. And actually, fish poop is super important, and a lot of people will use fish poop as fertilizer. When I worked at the flower farm for the summer, some of you guys remember that, I have a lot of really beautiful vlogs of being up in the mountains, working on that flower farm. That's where I found the really cute little, let's see, I went too far over here. That's where I found the really cute little butterfly, or the, was it a swallowtail? Yeah, it was a yellow swallowtail caterpillar that I kept and let it grow into a butterfly in our house and released it. So some of you guys may remember those vlogs, which were really amazing. And when I worked on that flower farm, that is actually what she used when she was taking care of her plants, is fish poop. That's the main thing that they used as fertilizer. All right, so this is gonna have to be the way that this is. Okay. So it smells horrible, by the way. It really does. When you have like fish poop and people are using it for like plant fertilizer, it's usually liquidized. So it comes in liquid poop form inside of a bottle, like a big giant jug, sort of like what you see, like a big spray bottle. And yeah, so part of my job was to go ahead and mix the ratio of fish poop to water. And you didn't want to use too much because that stuff was expensive, or so she said. And so I had to mix the ratio of fish poop to water. And after that, then you would go in and you would spray a certain amount on the seedlings, and all of the other plants would get it kind of diluted. And that was considered one of the most essential parts of taking care of the plants, because the plants thrived on the fish poop nutrients. And so when you have fish moving up and down a river, or moving with their migration, or moving just because of a flood, because if you guys remember, I found out, and I told you guys about it, that rivers are by definition supposed to flood. And I had no idea. I thought a flood was always a bad thing. But no, when I was researching on river fish to try to come up with some interesting things to talk about for you guys, I learned that no, flooding is a normal thing for a river, and it's actually an important, healthy part of its river cycle. Just like a forest fire is a healthy thing for many, many forests. I used to think that forest fires were always bad things, and then when I was teaching a lot of kidlets, which was so much fun, back when I used to teach them, I need to fill this hole in. This hole isn't going to work. We're just going to have to go over here and start working our way down. All right, let's just do this. There we go. But when I was teaching, I would teach the kids how important forest fires were. And I only learned how important forest fires were when I was actually teaching the kids. So it was kind of funny. Just like when I look up things like fish migrations and why fish poop is so important to share with you guys here in Zoo Crafting, when I was a teacher for that nonprofit group that taught environmental sciences, the only way I learned how important forest fires were by learning things to teach the kids. And forest fires are actually super, super important because they allow the nutrients to kind of go back into the soil. They clear away a lot of the underbrush that may have died off. Like if a forest becomes really filled with dead plant matter, that's not going to help anybody. Like, the forest needs to have some fresh understory growth. It needs to have its old growth. And there's actually a lot of trees, you guys, that won't even grow unless there has been a forest fire, because their seeds just won't do it. Their seeds will stay in tight little capsules, and they won't come out until after a forest fire. And that may seem a little odd, but think about it. After the forest fire is when you might have all of that room. If you're a new tiny little tree sapling trying to grow, that's when you want to be in the ground, because all of the underbrush, a whole bunch of the like mid-level trees, maybe some of the big trees would have been swept away by the fire. There would be new nutrients from the ash returned back into the ground, and there wouldn't be competition. The other trees are gone. They've been cleared away by the fire. You have a chance to reach for the sun. And so that's how I learned that forest fires are super important. And on that same vein, that's how I learned that actually having floods is a super important and healthy part of a river's ecology. So I hope I've taught you guys something today while I've started to like chisel away at these things. We'll put down a few more pieces of cobblestone. And today I was super duper excited because we have so many new mod updates, and I just had to share that with you guys because I love Pam's Harvest Craft. I want to start our cooking side quest. That's something you guys ask for all the time, our doggy bath side quest and our cooking side quest. So I want to start both of those up again. And I just need to find the time. We're always so busy. But if we're going to start those up, then you know what? Having the, I can't pick that up. Okay, I did. Good. But having an updated Pam's Harvest Craft so that we can make fried okra sounds absolutely delicious to me. Oh gosh, I need a little more cobblestone. All right, and we'll start moving a little bit faster on these. I'm not sure if I can do something like a speed build on these particular, like on this particular build, because I don't think I have the capabilities of doing a speed build just yet. I have to fiddle with it. But I promise we'll work more with this hallway. This can be temporarily closed off down here. Other than the fact I kind of need to get down there. And in some form or fashion, I kind of need to get down here. So okay, this should work. So that I can get to my stuff that's down here. But other than that, we can kind of ignore this section for now, because that's where the Fisher Dog's Table Tavern is going to be. And we will focus on working on the upstairs, which, as you can see, once we start clearing it away, is coming together really quickly. So I think what we'll do to kind of break up the stone walls is we'll have a lot of those fish trophies hanging, a lot of pictures, a lot of signs, a lot of item frames with a fish in it. Maybe even we'll chisel away some of this and like sink an aquarium behind it. So we'll have a lot of aquariums, a lot of fish, a lot of trophies, a lot of little notes about who caught what biggest bluegill and stuff like that, and where they caught it, and so on and so forth. This is going to become that aquarium. That is going to become a window into the lake. This is going to become who knows what. I might make it into a little gem spot because these are beautiful fluorite ores. And yeah, we'll start working on this some more. So I hope you guys learned something new about rivers. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I hope you guys are super excited about the absolutely so cute, and who even knows what we're going to do with them, little green heartfish. And there we go. All right, you guys. More on fish, more on awesome stuff we can learn about the natural world coming at you bright and early in the morning tomorrow. And until then, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. And remember, stay curious. Bye-bye, guys.